This movie is a great example of how you do original sci-fi. The Creator is the newest sci-fi movie to hit theaters that isn't a part of some big franchise. This has a mix of Ghost in the Shell, Blade Runner, and Star Wars Rogue One. The story is, it's the year 2065, and we've been making robots and androids to help out society. They started out as basic help robots, and then they started upgrading them to androids that started looking like us. They even have like ways of scanning in your own face to become one of these androids that people can buy. So now a lot of them look a lot like humans, except for the big metal part in the back of their head that has a big hole going through it. Years before the actual movie starts, a big nuke goes off in California, killing 1 million people, and they blame it on the AI, and the US bans all robots and androids to be anywhere in the United States. Asia doesn't agree with the ban, so they harbor American androids in their country, and they are like the safe haven for androids and robots. But the US is not having it, and they're having an all-out war to get rid of androids so the world can go back to normal. During this, our main character is involved in the hunt for the Creator, who has created all these super advanced AI. They learn about this mysterious weapon that has the power to end the war in the robot's favor. First off, I want to start off by saying how beautiful this movie is to look at. The cinematography in this was so nice to look at, which makes sense because it's the same guy who gave us the Batman, Dune, and some other really good movies. It's so impressive too because they filmed this on a $4,000 camera. What's also impressive is this movie was made on an $80 million budget and looks this good. It makes you wonder what Marvel, DC, and all the big budget franchise movies are spending their money on. Speaking of visuals, the VFX are pretty much flawless. All the robots look great, and I was really impressed with how they were able to do that whole android thing where you can virtually see through the back of their head. That was really cool. The world building in this was fantastic. Not only do we get to see the countryside, but we also get to see city living and just all the great and cool technology that they use and just city living in general. The explosions in this were huge and so awesome to look at. To be honest, this movie has better explosions than Oppenheimer with their weak nuclear explosion in that movie. The bomb that we see from Nomad that hits the water in the beginning of the movie was crazy. I mean, the shockwave alone was wild to see. I like how our lead character Josh has a robotic arm, but he also has a robotic leg. It's interesting to see how they mix and mingle robotic parts with humans, but they're still on the side of anti-robots. He's at a crossroads between helping out the humans because he is human and also helping out the androids because he was able to get pretty close to them and form a bond. He struggles to figure out which side he should really help, even though he works for the government. This movie does bring up a good hypothetical question. Do android lives matter, and should they have the same rights and freedoms as humans? This question also depends on how intelligent we make them and also how much like us we make them. But hopefully we never get to that point because we don't want another Terminator situation on our hands. The story is good and interesting, and I was intrigued to see where it was going to go. While I understand it's a tough pick because the little android girl is cute and you kind of feel bad for some of the androids, you also kind of want to side with the humans because they do have a really good strong point, even if some of them in the movie are acting like jerks. I love how original and fresh this movie was. I really enjoyed it, and this is why I give The Creator an 8.5 out of 10. If you guys like this review, hit that like button. If you guys want to see more, hit that follow button. And as always, thanks for watching.